Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Namam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttamaśloke Bhaktirбhavati Naistike Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha Śrī Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Svapadantikam Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 12. Dhruva Mahārāja goes back home, back to Godhead. We have just completed this chapter and will be entering Chapter 13. Yesterday was a very amazing day. It was Vasanta Panchami. Vasanta Panchami, it is the Panchami of the fifth day of the month of Magh. And this is where the spring arrives. And this day is dedicated to Goddess Saraswati. So every day we pray to Mother Saraswati, right? That we pray to Vedavyas Ji, we pray to Saraswati, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet. Here there is a lot of description about, the tithi, and we discussed that, we should know our month and nakshatra. That is exactly two things we remember, day and the month. Today we are discussing amazing personalities in this pastime. And before we conclude this pastime and move on with the other chapter, so few learnings that we will discuss from these great personalities. As to begin with, the hero of the narration, Dhruva Mahārāja. Yeah, so what are the learnings from Dhruva Mahārāja? Quick one-liners.
Dhruva Maharaj followed the instruction of his mother, which was his spiritual master, not thinking anything bad about Mother Suruchi, and just followed the path that was shown by her.
Yes, correct. So the one very important thing about Dhruva Mahārāja is Dhruva Mahārāja played to his nature. Okay. Played to his nature means he was a Kshatriya and he never pretended he is a Brahmana. So he played to his nature. Second is followed the instruction and played to his nature in a big way. Really, he was crying, sobbing, the lips were quivering, he was biting teeth, red, hot eyes, the hot ashru. So he followed to his nature, which was, the being Kshatriya, it was in very strongly the Rajoguna. But he, that utilized that Rajoguna in the service of the Supreme Lord. But he was very obedient. Right, very nice, very obedient, and especially followed the instruction of Mother Suniti not to be envious. Yeah, what next?
His determination.
Yeah, determination and tapasya, correct. Determination to achieve success. And even when Narad Muni, he offered him, a kind of a. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj also says, when Narad Muni approached Dhruva, he said that, Dhruva, what is the problem? Your problem is you did not sit on the lap of your father, right? Chalo, come with me. I will take you and I will make sure that you sits on his lap. And Dhruva said, no, lap is not the problem. I am insulted. Yeah, Atma Sanman ki ladai hai. And Dhruva just took it ahead that way. So, yeah, determination, extreme determination, Dhruva. Yes, what else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhruva
Yes, but
Mahārāja didn't forget his Patapradarshaka Guru, his mother. He
did not forget the Patha Pradarshak Guru, correct. So
extremely forwarded in devotion, but he didn't forget first Guru, Padapradarshaka Guru. He didn't forget her.
yeah, very important. So when we advance in our Krishna consciousness, there are many devotees, who have helped us in one way or another in our spiritual life. Sometimes, by the arrangement of the time, kala, karma, and everything put together, it may also happen that those who helped us advance in Krishna consciousness may be struggling at some other phase of their life. Sometimes some brahmachari may change to grahastha ashram or something, some certain things may happen like that. But our appreciation for them, our great affection for them, our sense of gratitude towards them should always be intact and should always be there and should be expressed also. We don't have to wait. I mean, I'm going to speak a strong line. We don't have to wait for somebody's, that, what do you call which sabha? At the end of somebody passes away, then we don't have to wait for a memorial to glorify a person, right? Many times we have appreciation for devotees, and we keep that appreciation in our mind only. No, I mean, devotees, neither we are a Paramatma, neither devotees are a Paramatma. If we have appreciation for somebody, we should express the appreciation. Express the appreciation. Devotees will feel so happy. I mean, when for a genuine appreciation, we should be expressing our genuine appreciation towards the devotees. Let's not wait for the memorial. We may not last. Okay. And he will not hear or she will not hear. Yeah, very good point. Yeah. Anything else about Dhruva?
About his
Yeah,
humility,
please.
Prabhuji, when
Uh,
he came back, he did not have any grudges against Mother Suruchi. So he also paid obeisances unto Mother Suruchi.
Correct. The whole thing happened because of Suruchi, Suracha. When he was speaking to Narada Muni, he says that, no, that's Suracha. And generally, I mean, nobody will take mother's name directly or father's name directly. There is always addresses with reference, like Uttana Pada, this and that. But Dhruva is so angry that when Narada Muni asks him, Kya hua beta? And he says that, Suracha Vagbanair, Duraktair, because of that Suruchi. But now when he came back, he was a completely transformed personality, right? He never maintained grudges, so much so that he actually went on to fight for Uttama and risking everything for Uttam, who is actually son of Suruchi, right? Very nice point. Yeah. Any other learning from Dhruva? Kuberji glorifies Dhruva for one specific thing.
For his good qualities are pure devotional service throughout his life.
That is there. One very specifically Kuberji glorifies him. He says, you controlled your vaira. बराबर है ना? Control anger and especially vaira. And because what happens is dushpurena analena cha, the vaira and anger just goes on and on and on and on and on. And here it was like a public display of anger of Dhruva. कभी कभी बात पब्लिक हो जाता है तो it becomes इज्जत का सवाल. And it was like entire universe was watching. And as soon as Swayambhu Manuji appeared, and when Swayambhu Manu Maharaj is instructing Dhruva, his own grandson, and is instructing, my dear child, so much anger is not good, he accepted. And he prayed to Kuvera, and he controlled his anger. And Kuberji actually glorifies Dhruva for this one activity, that you controlled your anger, which is otherwise dushpurena analena cha. Yeah. Anything else?
He had respected Manu Maharaj and others and followed their instruction.
Yes, respect for Manu and others. He had a great humility. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I will
Yeah.
not be able to exactly put the adjective, but as a king also, I think he
Yeah, Dhruva Rajya was equal to
as a
Rama
king.
Rajya. Correct.
Yeah.
He was a perfect king who took care of all his citizens. So this is also a very important learning for we all devotees, that so what that essentially means is success in one role will not compensate for failure in another role. Sometimes we think that, yeah, because I'm a good devotee, maybe I'm not a good contributor at my place of work, they should understand I'm becoming devotee, yasmin tushte jagat tushte. And we have our own spiritual the subhashitam to back it up. Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita hai. But I mean, of course that is the case, but that is more spoken with reference to spiritual emancipation. So we have not seen any example, you know that somebody is materially very lazy and uncontributing, and spiritually he is greatly performing, except for the Jada Bharata, but that's a different pastime altogether, right? So he was a great king and perfected his duty as a king. Perfect king he was. Yes. What else?
He
He was not
accepted.
angry with Uttanapad also, right? So he was very dear child of Uttanapad also. Yes, Prabhuji.
When the Lord asked Dhruva Maharaj to rule for 36,000 years, he accepted Lord's plan. He did not resist to it. He did not show any sort of anguish against that. So he just accepted that.
Dhruva accepted plan of the Lord. Lord said that, he expressed his desire that, I would have immediately gone back home, but he said, no, Dhruva, you have to rule. And then he said, I will rule, just like Hanumanji. So when everybody was going to Ayodhya, Saket Dham, back home, back to Godhead, along with Lord Ram, all the Ayodhyavasis, Hanumanji was also preparing. But Lord Ram said, no, Hanumanji, you have to be here. You have to be here till this kalpa is over, and then spread my glories, and then you will come back. And Hanumanji said, whatever is your desire, my lord. Hanumanji is still there in our universe. Hanumanji is still there. Correct. We'll meet Hanumanji in the fifth canto, Kim Purusha Loka. Same thing with Uddhava also. So accepted plan of the Lord. Yes, very nice point.
It's also important. I mean, like, I feel that even Suruchi qualities are very great, actually. He doesn't have any enmity with her co-wife or
Now we are
sister.
discussing Dhruva Maharaj. Then we are coming to Suniti.
Okay, okay.
ठीक है ना? Okay, so I think major things we have covered in Dhruva Maharaj. So now, what are the qualities of great qualities of Suniti Maharani? She
He
gave
did
the
not keep any
perfect
enmity
bliss.
with her.
Hmm. No enmity. The Udaradhi, very great character. Udaradhi. She is a great character, personality with great character. Now, actually, we cannot really understand that, thanks to banning polygamy, but having one husband and two wife, and the interaction between these two ladies, we cannot really understand. I mean, of course, being a man, though, we cannot understand only, but without really entering that situation, and that also being elderly means she's supposed to be Mahad Samrat, she should be Samradni. And then suddenly Suruchi came, and Suruchi just took over everything by her beauty, and she literally took over the husband also, and she is treated like a dasi and not even like a dasi, right? And Suniti is, of course, I mean, when Uttanapad Maharaj is marrying, he must have matched all the patrika and everything, and all the great qualities. And she is she understood everything, but she is not maintaining. So this is the Udara Charita of Suniti. Yeah, where else?
Her strong faith, Prabhuji, in the
Hmm.
Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of her faith, she was so bold to even ask Dhruva Maharaj, even at the age of 5 years, to go to the forest and pray to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any fear in mind.
Strong faith in the Supreme Lord, Suniti. That literally sending the child. There is a description that somewhere it is also mentioned that Suniti was actually Dhruva, when he actually left to the forest. Suniti was sleeping, and she was taking rest, and he just offered him her obeisances and left to the forest. But yeah, very strong faith, Krishna bhakti. right? So, and the third is her Upadesh. Upadesh that, Ma Mangalatat, that do not think any amangal about your mother. And, and this is a beautiful Upadesh that she gave. And it is also being explained that, when Dhruva was away, she was also taking care of Uttanapad. What a personality. And when Dhruva returned, she is also accommodative to Suruchi. That, she went to Suruchi and said that our Dhruva has come, please, let's go together. Right? Not that she is settling some score with Suruchi. So this is Udara Charitana. Correct. These are the personalities with Udara Charitra. Her dealings with Suruchi. Right. Very, very important. Yeah. So this is another personality who appears is Narada Muni. So anything from Narada Muni?
Probably just one quality about Sunit is also like she's still always respect for her husband in spite of all the situations.
Ah, always respect for husband in spite of all the situations. Correct. Great respect.
About
Hmm.
Suniti, Chitraketu Maharaj's wives, otherwise except Kritadyuti, they didn't tolerate that their husband's negligence. But Suniti singly faced her husband's negligence because she is very strong devotion in God.
Amazing point. Very, very deep point. Thank you. So, in case of Maharaj Chitraketu, when he was very attached to Kritadyuti, all other co-wives, they became very envious and poisoned her Shishok. Right? So, unable to handle the negligence from the husband, has gone to the level of poisoning the small child who was like 2, 3 year old child. But Suniti could perfectly handle the negligence from the husband and gave it such a Krishna conscious turn that Dhruva Charitra happened there. Amazing. Very good. Yes. Yeah, we have to compare this with Kritadyuti's, the co-wives. We come to Narad Muni. So, which are the great qualities of Narad Muni? Of course, Narad Muni is filled with so many great qualities, but with reference to this pastime.
He was checking the determination of Dhruva.
Yeah, you're checking determination of Dhruva. So, the first is Narad Muni. Narad Muni is arranged by the Supreme Lord. Correct. So, as soon as he heard, Narad Muni was very excited. So, I mean, something very wonderful is that is called as the curiosity mindset. Curiosity mindset means what happens now when we become little old in age, and when we become little, even a senior in job or senior in devotional service, and little older in age, a kind of negativity just sets in. One is like uh, just becomes a bit cynical. There is always a feeling that a defeat has set in or something like that. But and to counter this, there is something called as a curiosity mindset, which is very important mindset. Curiosity mindset. So curious, this small child, why he wants to just go to the forest? Son of Uttanapad, and so this we have to develop this curiosity mindset. Very important it is. Right. In Amazon, there is one phrase they call it. Treat it always as your day one. Just like on first day of our job, how how we are so excited to do something, perform something. We are bubbling with enthusiasm, and they say that treat your every day at the job as your day one. So that curiosity mindset, the mindset of the learning mindset, teachable mindset, curiosity mindset, that makes you anybody person so adaptable, accepting, and people are very happy to gel with such a personality. Narad Muni was like that. Narad Muni was asking, "Arey, what happened to him?" Small child, "Kya kuch hua nahi tha? What happened?" In a way, that's that he wanted to sit on the lap. Mother said, "Ah, you cannot sit on the lap," and spoke some strong words. And which mother did not speak, but he was like extreme Shastra tej. So this is Narad Muni's curiosity mindset. Yeah, what next?
He immediately guided Dhruva Maharaj to the proper goal, like what he has
That,
to do. And
yes, correct guidance. Very correct guidance. Narad Muni is famous for very precise guidance. There are some doctors who will give, ऐसे ये लिख के दिया, बड़ा लिस्ट लिख के दिया मेडिसिन का. No, the real doctor will give 2, 3, 4 medicines precisely, will act on, the problem, kapha dosha, vata dosha, or something like that. And precisely, minimal medication, maximum effect. Narad Muni is like that. Once Vrukasur or Bhasmasur approached Narad Muni and they asked, different instances, whom should we worship? Who is the God? And Narad Muni said, what do you want? And he did that. And then, one fellow said, I want to become greatest, this and that. And now Dhruva also actually wanted to do the same thing. He wanted to become greatest. In a way, wanted to have a greatest position. But Narad Muni guided very differently, different personalities. So this is the precision in guidance. Very good. What next?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Narada Muni thought not only about Dhruva, but he thought about that his father, Uttanapada.
Correct. So Narad Muni was not just thinking about Dhruva. Narad Muni also went back to father, meet Uttanapad. Correct. So he was thinking that how he will feel meeting Uttanapad. So what happens is, not that always we have to be very critical of the mistakes of the devotees. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes somebody may do a mistake, but one mistake does not negate lifetime of a devotional service. One should be strict with oneself. At the same time, one should be very considerate with others. Within our jurisdiction, whatever adhikar that we have, we should be considerate. So Narad Muni is meeting Uttanapad and he's saying that, my dear Uttanapad, and he is just satisfying Uttanapad there. And in a way, taking care of Dhruva also. Otherwise, Uttanapad would have had thousands of Guptachar searching for Dhruva, and they would have found Dhruva somewhere in Madhuvan. And but he said, no, it is plan of the Lord, don't interfere, he will come back. Very good. What else? One more thing I'm looking for.
There is no story in Bhagavatam without Narada Muni or any Leela.
Narad Muni is all encompassing. Just like Supreme Lord appears everywhere, Narad Muni appears everywhere. Narad Muni glorifies his own disciple, correct, at the sacrifice of Prachetas. So glorifies Dhruva Mahārāja, Dhruva Charitra at Prachetas sacrifice. So this is very important that he is glorifying his own disciple. He says, Narada Mad Adeshena. He says, by my Adesh only, he went there and he attained such a exalted position. Okay. Then anything from Suruchi side?
She didn't get jealous after Dhruva got this one. I think she was as good.
Suruchi was the first personality who actually guided Dhruva.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, she was Ati Garvita, that is mentioned in Bhagavatam, but she was actually the first who said that you go. So she also had a faith in the Lord, and and in a way, she became the cause to bring out the best within Dhruva. Although she suffered for that, being that one should not be becoming that kind of a cause, but she was the first who guided Dhruva. Yeah. What else, Prabhuji?
You asked me probably.
Anybody? Yeah.
I said she was not vengeful after when Dhruva got Supreme Personal Godhead. I think she realized her mistake and as lovable as Suniti.
Yeah, so realized her mistake and not vengeful later. Right. Hopefully she realized her mistake and hopefully she was not vengeful. Yes.
Guruji, did she guide Dhruva or did she provoke him into it?
Provoke. Provoke is the right word, not guide. Guide is a too soft way to say this. Provoke Dhruva, perfect. Provoke Dhruva to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And actually, there also, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says, she was in a way so cunning. She thought that let me provoke Dhruva like this, go to the forest. And she was thinking when Dhruva goes to forest, he will be eaten up by the tigers in between, and automatically my the son Uttama, he will become the king. Nishkantak ho jayega uska marg. All the thorns on the road of his becoming a king will be removed. The Dhruva will be removed. And she was speaking. So we are not deriving any great positive lessons from Suruchi, but she provoked Dhruva Maharaj, Ati Garbita. But
Prabhuji,
hopefully he
was
realized the mistake and not vengeful. Yes,
is Uttan this Dhruva and Uttama, they were of same age?
almost same age, couple of years here and there. Dhruva was only 5, Uttama must be somewhere around 2, 3.
Okay.
So this is about Suruchi. Okay, what is Maharaj Uttanapad?
He immediately understood his mistake and was regretting.
The first thing is that a king should not be partial. So correct. Don't be partial. He was visibly very, very partial towards somebody. Okay. Of course, now we cannot imagine. I mean, we are in Kali Yuga, so Yuga is only such that we cannot imagine the beauty of Suruchi and how she controlled a great personality who is considered as a Shaktavesh avatar at some of the later descriptions. Great personality, Maharaj Uttanapad. Seeing him such a great personality, Priyavrat went and took on sannyas. He said that Uttanapad will take care. So, of course, I mean, all glories to Maharaj Uttanapad. So, neither we can compare their position, we cannot even comprehend, imagine their position, the kind of personalities these were. Neither we cannot imagine the beauty of Suruchi. One day, one devotee was saying, this was in question and answer, Radhanath Maharaj was there, and he said that Maharaj, how it is that Kṛṣṇa personally was asking Samantaka jewel, and the Satrajit did not give Samantaka jewel. Maharaj said, you are thinking like this because you don't have Samantaka jewel. What you don't have is very easy to give up. So, right. So, the Samantaka jewel, which is giving 40 kg of gold, and wherever anybody who wears it becomes as Tejasvi as the Surya Narayan. And so when we don't have it, is very easy to give up. But when we really have it, so I mean, but anyway, should not have been partial and should not have mistreated Dhruva. Should not have tolerated that mistreatment. So tolerated mistreatment. This is also one of the thing. What else?
When Narad Muni confirmed about Dhruva Maharaj's whereabout, Uttanapad, trusted Narad Muni, and he did not try being a king to get back Dhruva by some force or anything of that sort. He allowed Dhruva to follow the path which was shown to him by Narad Muni.
Yes, perfect. This was only one thing about Uttanapad Maharaj, but then he became repentant. He trusted Narad Muni with his words. It was impossible. I mean, for somebody to 6 months go and live in the forest and come back, for a 5-year-old child, it was impossible to be even alive. That's what the later description they talk about. But he trusted Narada Muni, followed the words of Narada Muni, and right, yes. And later, of course, all great about Maharaj Uttanapad, handed over the kingdom very timely and retired. Yes, so this is about Maharaj Uttanapad. Who
He
else
was
appeared?
also very he was also very
Hmm.
happy when he heard that Dhruva got darshan of that, and he welcomed like a great devotee, like with all his like whole kingdom was decorated and invited. Like though his own son, he treated him as like a Vaishnava.
Oh, okay. Our Vaishnavas are finding very Vaishnava qualities in everybody. Wonderful. Yes. Nice.
Alex,
Yeah,
you told that Uttanapada was mama of Kapila. You told that's why great qualities are there. Uttanapada
he's
is
all. I mean, something somewhere here and there, but Maharaj Uttanapada is a very celebrated personality. Even Dhritarashtra is also very, very, I mean, apart for his one very bad quality to be attached to Duryodhan and, tolerating all that, and that is very heinous, no doubt about it. And he suffered for that, death of 100 children and everything else. But Dhritarashtra was considered also as a, great devotee of the Lord. But he was only weak-hearted. He could not take the strong step. He was like, he was covered over by personified Kali Yuga and personified Dwapar Yuga, the evils of Kali Yuga and evils of Dwapar Yuga. That is Shakuni and Duryodhan. And that's why he was overpowered by this two graha, one Rahu and one Ketu is sitting on him every day, day in, day out. But he's also considered as a nice, he was a very good Vaiṣṇava as such. Other qualities. Yeah. So this is Maharaj Uttanapad is done. Suruchi, Sunuti, Manu Maharaj, of course, he gave wonderful, Upadesh, very beautiful Upadesh on controlling one's anger. And then there is Kuberji. Kuberji did not become excessively angry, right? If Kuberji becomes angry, then it will just become like a gang war only. That it will become the Daksha Yagya. He cursed him, and then Kuberji realized that all the Yakshas are receiving higher positions. And Dhruva is simply the instruments in the hand of the Supreme Lord. This was this was the realization of Kubera. And thus, he was very pleased with Dhruva and offered the benedictions. And Dhruva Maharaj also, he did not ask anything to Kubera, right? No material benediction to Kubera. No material benediction was asked.
Nanda and Sunanda, two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu. They were
Nanda and Sunanda also there, yes, right. So Nanda and another thing about Dhruva is when he was departing, right? The humility of Dhruva, when he is departing, what did he do when he was departing?
very smriti.
He paid
Yeah,
obeisances to Nanda and Sunanda.
he took his bath, then he offered obeisances to all the Vaishnavas who are present there. And then he took permission from all of them. Vaikuntha Viman is waiting and he's taking permission that Prabhuji, please give me permission. And then he boarded the aeroplane. Okay. So humility while departure is also glorified. And of course, the braveness while departure, that, how he was brave while departure, what did he do?
He stepped on death personified and got into
Correct.
the
He
chapel.
stepped on the head of death personified. Head of death personified. Yes.
Also
Very nice.
inquired about his mother.
That we have covered. He also inquired about his mother. And he was very conscious of his mother also going back home, back to Godhead. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, Prabhupada's humility here. Prabhupada says, we are spreading this Krishna consciousness so that somebody will become a nice devotee like Dhruva and will take us also back home, back to Godhead. This is, amazing humility of Srila Prabhupada. So this is how this wonderful Dhruva Charitra is there. Oh my God, we lost track of time completely. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhupada.